We're doing dragons. Hello, I'm back. This is a guest star, Dimitri.
What's up?
There's a link to his channel in the description.
Yep.
And as my guest star, Dimitri gets to decide what we're going to talk about today. Dimitri?
I play a game called Magic the Gathering, and there are a lot of dragons in that.
And
one of the sets was very based on dragons, and it pissed me off, but it got her into dragons. And not into dragons, into magic.
I was already into dragons.
Yeah.
Alright, so the set is called the Tarkir. And essentially, Tarkir is a plane in Magic the Gathering where dragons are extinct. They were a big part of the plane's history, but in the modern time, they are extinct, but like each of the kind of groups of people have based themselves off of some aspect of the dragon.
Yeah, there are Tarkir. The first Tarkir, which we'll get into, is populated by different clans who are all based on some element of the dragon's past.
So one would be like the dragon's speed, and its symbol would be like the wings. One would be like the dragon's strength, and it'd be like the claws.
Yeah. Jeskai, for the mind.
Yeah. So that's how it is. Now, born into... Which was he? It wasn't Mordu, was it?
It's Timur, I think.
Yeah, Timur.
Sarkon?
Yeah, born into Timur.
Which is red, green, and blue.
Yeah. Is
for those who know what
this
that means.
guy named Sarkon, and he's a planeswalker. And he becomes, fascinated with the imagery and the concept of the dragons. And he's very upset that the dragons of his home planet are extinct. So, I don't know his full story, but basically, travels the multiverse looking for a dragon to serve.
He becomes Nicol Bolas's mind slave, and then realizes, wow, Nicol Bolas is fucking evil, and then is no longer controlled by him after releasing the Eldrazi, by the way.
Yeah. That's
another video. And then he comes back to Tarkir with Sorin.
Yeah.
Because Sorin is looking for Ugin, and I don't know what the fuck Sarkon's doing.
Ugin is the dragon who's the reason the other dragons on Tarkir exist. He's a colorless being, which in Magic is very weird, and basically the reason they explain him being colors by saying, he's so old, he's transcended the colors.
Right. Colors in Magic usually denote motivations. Characters are certain colors because they have this kind of motivation. Sarkon is, well, the new one's Timur colored, but he was red because his motivations were passion. His passion for dragons and stuff like that, and that's a red motivation.
Yeah.
Ugin doesn't have motivations that are denoted by the colors, because he's an elder dragon who's older and wiser than anybody else. So
he's basically the thing that's lived so long, he's reached enlightenment, essentially.
He's Yoda, but a dragon.
Yeah.
And not chaotic neutral.
Yeah. Well, he kind of is chaotic neutral.
He kind of is, yeah. Take that back. He's Yoda, but a dragon. End of sentence.
So, Ugin is the reason why the dragons exist. There were things on Tarkir called the Dragon Storms, which basically, the energy from Ugin's particular type of magic created these storms, which, depending on the color combos, would create different kinds of dragons. So, white and blue magic would create an Ojutai dragon. Red and green would create a Tarka dragon.
Yeah. She's great. Dromoka
was white and
green.
Black and blue would create a Silumgar dragon.
Big Sil.
And then the Kolagans were black and red. So depending on the type of magic, you've got different types of dragons. And the dragons weren't born the way normal animals were born. They generate spontaneously as fully formed adults from these storms. But Nicol Bolas, at some point in history of Tarkir, killed Ugin, and when Ugin died, the storm stopped, and that's why the dragons went extinct.
Right. And Bolas's motivations for killing Ugin would be a whole different video.
Yeah.
Because that's...
Sarkon finds out about this either through the whispering of Ugin's spirit or some weird paradox thing.
The thing that happens is the Eldrazi are released, which Sarkon was involved in because Nicol Bolas manipulated him, and that's a whole other thing. But the Eldrazi are this big bad thing that they have to stop. Sorin is one of the 3 people who had the power to stop them before.
Ugin's another one.
Ugin is the other one, and someone else, Nahiri. When the Eldrazi were let out, Nahiri called for Ugin and Sorin, and neither of them responded. Because Ugin was dead by that point, and Sorin was... Yeah, that's another story. So, Sorin finds out about this from, places, and he's like, well, I should figure out where Ugin's fucked off to. And
he finds Ugin's corpse.
Right.
So, basically, things escalate to the point where Sarkhan goes back in time and changes history so that instead of dying, Ugin just becomes very injured and enters kind of like this hibernation state. So this has the effects of the Dragon Lords never went extinct. So the dragons, when Sarkhan goes back to the present, the dragons never went extinct. So the dragons are still the rulers of Tarkir. So all like the people and like the old clans that used to be are like completely like the dragons are in complete control now.
It's become very dangerous for non-dragons.
Yeah. And it has another side effect of Sarkhan, by going back in time and changing it so the dragons never went extinct and never lost control, he stops himself from being born. But because he's important to events outside of Tarkir and other places in the multiverse, he has to exist. So instead, history rewrites itself where the moment where his Planeswalker spark ignites, now the history of that is he was created spontaneously from the Dragon Storms.
Yeah, and how did he go back in time, you ask? Even people who know about magic lore have no idea how this happened.
He had to.
It's the most... This is why I didn't like this plane, because the time travel thing is total bullshit. It messes with everything else. Magic, for those of you who don't know the game, is made up of multiple planes in a multiverse. So anything that happens on one plane, there are beings that can travel to multiple planes.
The Planeswalkers.
It'll affect all of the different planes. By changing the history of this one plane, now the lens of all the other ones is changing too. And Magic solved this by saying, oh, the new Tarkir is the one that all the other planes saw. Like, that's the Tarkir that always was. But like,
so the only person who knows otherwise is Sarkhan.
But we've had people who interacted with Sarkhan before, and it's bullshit!
I think the whole point, though, is that technically nothing changed because Sarkhan, in terms of interacting with the multiverse, didn't matter before his spark ignited.
Right.
He only mattered to what was happening on a Tarkir that now no longer exists.
Right.
So by having him created spontaneously when his spark ignites, he exists to do everything that matters in terms of the other planes. So everything that happened in Tarkir's history is only affecting it on Tarkir, so the rest of the planes don't notice the change. Only Sarkhan notices the change because as the person who changed the past, he's immune to the...
and Sorin.
Yeah.
I guess Sorin bullshit, that's another thing. I hated the time travel stuff. Well, the dragons of Tarkir are all really cool. Like, really cool. They have unique styles and personalities and
most
abilities.
Dragons in Magic the Gathering, there are exceptions here and there, but most are red aligned. Most.
A good majority of red aligned.
That's what most means. So the majority of dragons are red aligned. You will get other dragons here and there. Tarkir is a plane that's set out to change that.
That's what most means.
Yes, that is what most means. Tarkir is a plane that's set out to change that in the sense that there are 5 colors: white, black, blue, green, and red. Definitely did those completely out of order. In like a wheel. In a wheel. Each of the Dragon Lords and their flights, I don't remember what they're called.
I forgot what they're called also.
Broods, I think.
Yes, broods.
And each of their broods is assigned to 2 of the colors. So Jamoka is white and green. Silumgar is blue and black.
Big so.
Kolagun is black and red.
That was my favorite.
Atarka is, because of the wings, Atarka is green and red. And then Ojutai is blue and white.
Right. And previously on the first Tarkir they had what's called wedges, which is combinations of 3 colors. Which isn't significant if you don't play Magic, but I just thought you should know.
and there's some significance as to what, like, colors were dropped and such. Like, I know in Dromoka, like, the reason one of the colors was dropped was because, like, the Dragon Lord Dromoka is so anti-necromancy that she, like, outlawed certain practices that could even be mistaken for necromancy.
Again, it plays into the different colors represent different motivations.
So black is like a necromancy color. White...
there are certain mechanics that only exist in certain colors. Necromancy is heavily black, sometimes blue. But most of the colors represent motivation. So the motivations of the dragons are different than the motivations of the clan leaders in the old Tarkir. So the old Tarkir had the three color identities that were about their motivations and goals. The dragons don't necessarily have those same motivations and goals. So one of the colors gets dropped.
Actually, very interesting. Which, Sarkhan actually, the Planeswalker who fucked everything up for everyone else.
Yes.
Sarkhan's essentially me. Like, he goes back in time and ruins the world just to bring dragons back.
Yeah. Tarkir is objectively worse now that your dragons are alive.
Well, it's objectively worse from a human perspective.
Right.
So it's subjectively worse.
Yeah.
Objectively, I think the plane is supposed to be better off because Tarkir with dragons is supposed to be a healthier plane than a Tarkir without dragons.
But that's from the perspective of someone like Ugin, who's the only one who could tell the health of the plane. But, like, the clans are at war anyways, but it seems like the world is more stable under the control of the dragons than it is under the control of the humans.
Yeah.
And I think it's mostly because dragons are better at defending their territory than humans are.
Which also, it's important to note that, like, the different clans interact with the humans in different ways. So, Atarka and her clan are... So all the dragons are intelligent, but, like, how they use their intelligence varies. So, like, Atarka's no dumber than anyone else. She just doesn't give a fuck and just wants to do nothing but eat. Yeah. She's eternally hungry, so she basically has, like, the humans in her clan just constantly hunt and feed her. She's basically Jabba the Hutt as a dragon.
I relate to Atarka now.
So, the Ojutai clan seeks wisdom and very rarely will, like, invite in human students. But they have to be, like, especially gifted human students.
Right, but if a human can prove themselves, they'll be safe there.
Yeah. So...
Big Sil.
Big Sil's basically just, like, fucking cutthroat.
No, Big Sil is Jabba the Hutt.
Big Sil... True. Big Sil's kind of... No, Big Sil's more like Smaug. Big Sil is, like, your typical, like, decadent, laying on a horde type dragon.
Big Sil... Okay, so before, the clans were led by what's called Khans, who were the leaders of each of the clans. Big Sil is wearing one of the Khans as a necklace.
Yeah, the corpse of the Khan as a necklace. Yeah.
It's fantastic. And it's not a thing they talk about either.
That's just what he does.
It's just in the art, and a bunch of the people who run the Magic the Gathering game have Tumblrs, and someone's like, is that Tassiger on Still's neck? And they're like, yep. That's all the explanation they need. Yes. Okay. So Big Sil killed him, and then magically embalmed his body, and is wearing it as a necklace.
So, I'm trying to think of how... I don't remember exactly how Big Sil and all those, like, interact with, like, the humans. I think it's a little more... I think Big Sil's another one where, like, the humans have more, like, mobility because, like, the whole clan is kind of cutthroat.
Right. But Big Sil is more like, if you do something to displease him, he'll eat you.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt about
Atarka,
that.
the humans just need to feed her, and so long as they're keeping her fed, she's not going to eat them.
Right. But still needs...
And also, it's very pro-strength.
Right. Sil wants things.
Dromoka is better than most, but also not good.
Humans are more likely to live under Dromoka.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
But they're kind of treated like favored pets, kind of. Like, they're protected, but, like, they're not equals. I saw one post on Tumblr where it was kind of, like, comparing, like, the different clans to, like, how different people would, like, treat their dogs.
Yeah.
So, like, Atarka was, like, your dog would be, like, someone's hunting dog.
Yeah.
Like, Dromoka would be, like, the favored, like, pet or something.
Yeah. Dromoka will let humans live with her, but...
And, like, they do need to be protected by the clans. Like, you're not allowed to just abuse the people living in, like, the Dromoka brood.
Right.
But they're never equals.
Right. They're clearly lesser beings.
And then, Colligan is just, fuck it, we're all running wild, causing chaos.
Colligan's lightning and trash with sexy wings.
Colligan, that's actually, because they have a story of, like, when the Khans fall and, like, how they each, like, formed alliances, quote-unquote, with the, dragons. And the one with Colligan, like, the way their alliance forms is, like, the whatever horde it was, like, going to go face Colligan. She just, like, does, like, a flyby and roar, and, like, the leader's just like, oh, okay, she'll be cool if we just run with her and destroy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to fight her, we just need to fuck shit up. So, Colligan's brood is basically just, like, this nomadic...
Statues to Colligan are made of trash.
It's like this nomadic, like, band of conquerors that are just going around, like, raping and pillaging, pretty much.
Yep.
But only your leader's a lightning-spitting dragon.
Yes, with sexy wings.
Mm-hmm. He's a wing flip.
I am. I like the big wings.
Like, big wings and more wings.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I think that just about goes over Tarkir.
I mean, we can talk about Ugin more if you want. He's not a sexy looking dragon.
He's better than Bolus.
That's a low bar.
That is a very low bar.
Bolus looks sickly.
I think we can end it here, because it's already, like, 16 minutes.
Can I just say one more thing about
Just
Bolus?
say one more thing.
Bolus killed his entire plane, which is made up of dragons, so that he would be the strongest Elder Dragon by default.
Yeah, there's a game... There's a game type that's called Commander. The original name of it is EDH.
Elder Dragon Highlander.
Yeah, literally because, like, the way the Elder Dragon Wars was, like, all the Elder Dragons killing each other so that there could only be one. Like, it's literally, like, the dragons in Magic the Gathering treat being a dragon the way it works in Highlander. Like, there can only be one and you need to kill all the others.
Yeah, and it's not like Bolus just killed the other dragons in the plane. He destroyed the plane. It doesn't exist anymore. So he would be the strongest by default.
Mm-hmm.
Except Ugin's still alive, so.
Yeah. And Ugin did fight him to a draw.
Yeah, pretty sure Bolus lost but won the first time by cheating.
He did win, because, Ugin, in the fight with Ugin and Bolus, Ugin summoned the dragons of Tarkir to help him, because him and Bolus are pretty evenly matched, and I think he was actually beating Bolus at the time.
In the lore, they're evenly matched.
Yeah.
Their cards are not evenly
No,
matched.
but in the lore, they're evenly matched. And I think at the time, Ugin actually had the upper hand, and he did, like, something where he, like, summoned the dragons of Tarkir to come help him with the fight, just, like, take Bolus out, and Bolus had an ally who took over the control of those dragons, and they turned on Ugin, and I think that's what allowed Bolus to finally beat him.
Trying to think if I know who that character is, but I can't think of it at the moment.
It's the Horde lady who had the giant tiger, like the giant saber tooth.
Okay, never mind then.
Alright. So,
yeah,
she was a Tarkir native.
So
that's Tarkir.
Moral of the story is Tarkir sucks, except dragons now, and Bolus is a giant piss baby.
Tarkir doesn't suck. You just don't like it because you don't like the time travel thing. But
I hate the time travel thing.
It doesn't fuck up as much as you think it does.
No, I just hate, because there's all, that's a different story, because we can talk about magic mechanics, which is another thing I could do, but no, I didn't like Tarkir, I didn't like the mechanics, I didn't like the 3-color decks, because it forces you to go into multiple colors, and at the time, I wasn't a good enough Magic player to figure out 3-color decks, and that's why I don't like Tarkir. But I meant fucked up Tarkir as in, it's dangerous for humans to be living on Tarkir now.
Yeah, Tarkir's not a safe place. So,
vacation elsewhere.
Yeah. So that's it for this. This will probably be a new segment focusing on, like, media dragons. And anytime I talk about Magic the Gathering Dragons, Dimitri will probably be with me. So, that's it for now.
Don't forget to check out my channel.
Don't forget to check out his channel. Link in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Post the video and circulate if you can. I want to try and get more subscribers. Well, till next time.